Hi and welcome to the video. I'm Dame and this is Dame Over, and we're still very early on in Battlefield 5, so early in fact the standard edition still hasn't dropped yet, and there's been lots of talk about what the best weapons could be and which ones you should grind to get first. But what's the best way to make that happen as fast as possible? What's the best way to get those all-important experience points? In this video I'll give you my tips and tricks on how to do exactly that so you can start unlocking the full complement of weapons available to you in each class. So if you find this video useful or entertaining, make sure you hit that like button, and if you're new around here and you want to keep up to date with more BF5 content, then make sure you've hit the subscribe button too. Right, so let's get started with what game type you should be playing. There are a fair few available, but the best for getting XP is Conquest, with more points earned per point captured than the infantry only game types, and capture points frequently changing between teams. You'll make far more progress than if you were to play any of the other game types, so make sure you're getting stuck in and you PTFO. A big tip for capturing those objectives is to stand closer to the center of the capture point where the flag itself is. This means you'll capture it faster, so you can move on to the next capture point that little bit quicker. If you are contested on a capture point, you gain even more points by getting kills both when you're attacking and defending, so if you can make sure you're trying to frag out at the same time, you'll boost your XP as well. Something else that all classes can do is to raise fortifications on loads of different points on the map. So to increase your points total even more while you're waiting for a flag to be captured, and if it's not contested, get your toolbox out and build those fortifications. The support class can do this considerably faster than the other three classes, so this is particularly useful if you're trying to unlock more shotguns and LMGs, but it's a simple way to boost your score per minute while you're spending time waiting for the capture points to tick over to your team. Not to mention the tactical advantage the fortifications give you if you do need to do some defending. Then there's the obvious stuff, like getting a bunch of kills, which isn't always possible and can be tricky. So what else aside from that can you do? Well, with the medic class, getting as many revives as you can will bump you way up the leaderboard and get your XP shooting up too. And don't forget, thanks to attrition, if you can keep yourself alive around the busier parts of the map, those highly contested areas, your teammates will very often be in need of a new medical pouch. So make sure you're spamming those gadgets and throwing as many out as you can. There's almost no time to wait in between throwing bandages, and the same goes for the support class and ammo pouches too, which you can throw far more often. When you spawn in, you don't have a full complement of ammo, so straight from the start of the game you can start throwing ammo to your teammates as you move to the first objective and start racking up those points early on. Now I think medical and ammo pouches are preferable to the crates, even though they do have their own advantages because the spam ability. You can basically run from person to person and keep mashing that button to make sure they get resupplied and you rack up even more points. Having a stationary crate relies on your teammates going to the crate themselves and acting on their own initiative, which, as we know, most of the time blueberries don't tend to do that on Battlefield games. The pouches allow you to take things into your own hands and you can rack up the points all on your own. The Assault and Recon classes are a little bit more tricky in taking actions that aren't getting kills, and especially early on without being able to change your combat role until you reach level 8 for each class, you're a little limited, but the Assault class is very efficient at taking down other infantry, as you already know, and if you focus on targeting vehicles as often as you can get those big spikes of points periodically throughout each game with every vehicle takedown. With the Recon class, you're limited to spotting enemy players and vehicles with the telescope, so unless you know you don't have a good chance of bagging a kill, then you'll have to stick to trying to shoot faces off. The last and probably the easiest way to help you and your squad to rack up points is to make sure the squad leader is giving out orders as often as possible. Your whole squad benefits from orders being followed, so if you notice your squad leader isn't giving you orders, then request that they do. If they remain inactive in choosing objectives to capture or defend, then the squad leadership and the control of any requisitions will eventually shift over to you. This obviously has the added bonus of you choosing where and when you drop the requisitions onto the battlefield. Some of you guys might ask why I've missed assignments off the list, and that's because as far as I can tell, they now only award company coins rather than XP as well that they did in the beta. And I've done some research into it to confirm it, and several different websites, Reddit threads, as well as the in-game assignment list don't actually state if they do award XP. But it's a good idea to complete the assignments anyway, as you'll need those company coins to use any specializations that you unlock. So those are my top tips and tricks on how to get more XP per game in Battlefield 5. So if you guys have any tips you can share yourself, then make sure you do down in the comments below. And here's a quick thank you to my Dame operatives, those of you guys that are helping to support the channel through Patreon. It's because of you guys I'm able to make content as often as I do, and hopefully with a bit more support in the near future, I'll be able to start doing this full time. So I've left a link to the Patreon page in the description. There's one in the pinned comment as well, where if you'd like to, you can help support the channel from as little as $1 a month. So if you had a good time, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button too. Don't forget the bell button for notifications so you don't miss any future posts. And as always, make sure you share this video wherever you like. And until next time, that's Dame over. Peace.